Welcome back to Global Business Report. Activities in the insurance industry in 2019 maintained a slow pace, occasioned mostly by the non-renewal of public sector insurance for the third consecutive year. However, the industry saw growth as firms strengthened their retail offerings, while there was increase in premium rate of group life. One of the major highlights for last year was the suspension of the insurance rebranding campaign project caused by unimpressive response of some companies. Managing Director for 2020. It's good to have you, Titus. Good morning. So how would you assess 2019 for the insurance sector? What were the main challenges and shortcomings?
Yeah, good morning. 2019 for the insurance industry has been a good one, even though we could do far much better than the way we fared.
All right, very good, Titus. Now, let's take a look at the recapitalization efforts so far. Is this enough to boost the fortunes of the sector, you think?
Yes, well, in my own opinion, I think there are far more weightier issues that the industry need to address other than recapitalization. In my opinion, I think the recapitalization is being brought forward earlier than it should have been done.
Very good. Let's talk about the weightier issues you've just said. Can you explain some of them to us in 2019?
Yeah, there are quite a lot of insurance companies in 2019 that did not meet up with their obligation to policyholders. And they kind of give a negative image to the industry compared to those who live up to their expectation. So I think the industry needs to address that area, because if you are asking, well, those companies that couldn't even pay claims, there have been cases of people who have been making contributions for years and years and years, and when it's now time for them to call for their money, the insurance company couldn't pay. You know, and for those set of people, for those set of companies, they couldn't pay their policyholder. It's no news that they will not be able to pay their shareholders. So is this the same shareholder that you are now calling to bring in more money, to invest more money into the business? I mean, it doesn't work that way.
You're right, Titus. Definitely a negative development there. Now, in view of what you've just said, what sanctions is being imposed by those insurance companies who are unable to pay policyholders or the insured, their insurance claims?
Yeah, I'm aware that there is a department in the National Insurance Commission where people can lodge their claims, and the regulator invites such people and they engage with them. And they look for, and they've been getting quite some good results. You know, if you go to their website, you know that the insurance company have been making quite a lot of claims, but yet there are still, some lapses here and there, and enough room to cover.
Interesting development. Now, Titus, how is the insurance sector building public trust on those who are yet to be insured? You just highlighted some of the challenges here. So what is the regulator doing about that, getting more people into the grid?
Yes, that is a very, 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 sensitive issue right now. And over the years, there has been a carryover of that negative image with the insurance company. And the problem we have now is that quite a number of people who have benefited from insurance companies are not coming out to say it. Even though there are a few ones that are not living up to their responsibility, but quite a lot are living up to their responsibility. For example, in the last accounting year of the industry, the total premium income from the industry is about a little less than 500 billion. And the insurance company paid claim of close to 220 billion naira, and the claims payment history has been climbing up over the years. And, unfortunately, most places where you get to, the first thing they throw at your face is insurance don't pay claim. But that is not that is not true. That is not true, because insurance companies are, responding to their responsibilities, and they are paying claims. Though there are still a few ones, that needed to be straightened out.
Indeed, Titus, and I think we need more enlightenment on the part of those who are paying for those claims, so that at least Nigerians will be able to have some level of trust here. Now, talking about purchasing power of Nigerians, how is your industry encouraging affordability of insurance policies, depending on their types and functions?
Yes, the affordability of insurance services, it's something that is already knocking on our door, and it's now left for the industry to open up and embrace this. And I'm talking in terms of the worldwide digitization processes that is, rocking the entire systems of the world. By the time we embrace technology the way we are supposed to embrace it, it reduces the number of people that goes on the street marketing insurance, and it reduces the manpower that we actually invest in making sure that one policyholder is served. Like, I was reading a documentary in China recently, and I find out that there is one of their systems, the server, have the capacity to attend to like 16,000 policyholders within 2-3 seconds. That is a far cry. And we have not even started at all. But by the time we embrace this technology, you find out that the prices of insurance will crash significantly, and we'll be able to even make more in the industry.
Very good. Interesting development, Titus. Now, how much did the sector contribute in terms of GDP to the overall economy in 2019, and how significant is this? Could it have done better?
It's not a thing to write home about, because we compare the figure in the whole of Africa, we find out that the insurance contribution to GDP in Nigeria is still very, very low. Now, but there is a flip side of this argument. When you look at what constitutes the insurance industry in those other countries, you find out that in Nigeria, for example, the insurance industry over the time has kind of been shrinked. Let me put you on the memory lane. In 2004, when the pension industry was going to be pulled out of insurance industry made a total of 75 billion naira in terms of premium income. Now, when they pull out that was with the pension schemes. When they now pull out the pension industry out of insurance, in 2006, pension alone had a revenue of over 300 million. And the insurance industry, from where it was pulled out, did not make up to 100 million, up to 100 billion naira that same year. That calls for a lot of questions and a lot. Now, look at the employees' benefit that is being handled by NSITF. In other parts, where we are comparing this thing, that is part of the insurance industry. In other countries, that's also part of the insurance industry. But in Nigeria, it's not part of it. It's standalone. It's a separate industry on its own. So when we are talking of the insurance contribution to GDP being very low, yes, based on available statistics, it's very low. But when we now take a closer look and find out why it's low, then you discover that these are some of the things that make it low. Now, having said that, you find out that even as it is, despite all the ones that have been pulled out of the industry, you discover that we are still not pulling our weight as much as we should have, because the total statistics have it that we have about, let's say, 180 million Nigerians. And how many of these 180 million Nigerians have one form of policy or the other. I mean, less than 2 million, as at last count, as at the information we have from Bureau of Statistics, less than 2 million. So we still have quite a wide range to go. Now, if you look at another angle, look at the group life scheme. The group life, the total premium generated from group life in the industry is about 10 billion naira. And I'm sure 90% of this income comes from the public sector. What happened to the private sector? I mean, while the private sector, I mean, it's quite a number of premium income could be generated from that angle. So despite all, if the insurance industry, if we pull ourselves together properly, you find that we can do much more than we're doing.
Indeed. Hopefully we'll have better fortunes in the insurance industry in 2020. Titus Abe, MD, Livingstone Insurance Company, many thanks for your thoughts on this issue. It's good to have you.